Recently, I lost another tank bag, yet another tank bag on the RS. Well, it looks like I did it again. I went to the gas station and put my tank bag on my back seat as I typically do, and I rode off. This time it was with the smaller tank bag, again with the RS. Oh man. If you remember last time I did it and I lost my Givi tank bag, I had to go buy a tank ring for that RS so that I can use my day pack, my SW Motec day pack. Now that's the one that fell off earlier on today. Did anybody bring in a tank bag? I lost my tank bag off my motorcycle.
Not inside.
No, I put it on the back seat of the...
Somebody took it or
Yeah, they probably...
nobody bring it here.
Man. All right, thank you. So it looks like I lost another bag, eh? So that was my SW Motec day pack that I lost. And this time I said, okay, I've got no other bag to replace it. The SW Motec City tank bag is dedicated to the Tiger, and it doesn't really fit well on the RS. At least not without adjusting the base. You can adjust the base and get it to fit the RS, but I don't. I've adjusted it for the Tiger and drilled some holes there to fix the adjustment. So moving it back and forth is not really an option. So what to do? I need a tank bag for the RS, and I'm not going to buy another SW Motec tank bag because I'm punishing myself. I decided, look, if you're going to keep losing tank bags like this is absurd, and I'm not going to get another $250 tank bag to put on the bike. So I did something unusual. I went to AliExpress and I got a what looks to be a compatible Chinese tank bag. It came in this kind of a box. It was flung onto my porch by the delivery driver. Needless to say, I gave them some negative feedback. But anyway, I'm going to unbox this and let's see what it looks like for the very first time. And then we're going to fit it on the RS. Now I'm doing this entire video using the Ace Pro 2 and using this multi-mount. The multi-mount I find to be a really good tripod accessory for the Ace Pro 2. And by Insta360, actually you can use it with anything. But, okay. Let's see what it is. Can you see that? Motorcycle tank bag by Wayali. Wayali. Huh. Interesting. Guangzhou Hegold Trading Company. Box doesn't say anything special, but it does show some motorcycle here with a tank bag on it. So, despite the guy flinging this tank bag from my driveway to my porch, it's not breakable, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know what's inside. So, it's very irresponsible of them to do something like this. These drivers, these delivery drivers. But anyway, one of the things I noticed is that the bottom ring here, let me take it out of the bag, seemed to be very similar to the Givi tank ring. So I was wondering if they copied the Givi tank ring on this design. Let's take it out. I'm concerned about this now because maybe there's more inside. This is an adapter ring, so this is not enough to mount this on a motorcycle. And it comes with these 4 long screws here and an Allen key. On the inside, so this has a nice protective plastic film on it, which I'll leave on there for now, but it says Wayali, so they're proud of their Wayali product. It's got a nice handle. It's got a couple of D rings here for straps. It's got this Wayali brand on the side. Looking at it from the outside, it's every bit as good as any SW Motec or, well, I don't know what the zippers are like, but any SW Motec or Givi tank bag. This is really good. The quality seems very good. But one of the things that kind of caught my attention on this was this lock. So according to the, from what I could understand, close and open. So you should be able to lock this to the ring, okay, with this little elementary combination lock. It's got this little, I don't know what this is useful for. Usually I don't use these things, but I guess you can stick a phone in there. I don't know. Where's my phone? I don't have my phone with me, but it looks like it might take a phone without any case on it. But the good thing is that you should be able to take this off. It's got some Velcro straps right here. You can take it all off. So I probably will take it off. But let's see what this has inside, and hopefully it has the rest of what is needed to mount this on my bike inside. Okay, so in the lid, it's got a nice deep lid here, and it's got a strap here. You can use it as a shoulder bag, so that's nice. Too good to yeah, too much to hope that it was YKK, and it is not. It's got this huge warning sticker on the inside, a warning label that'll easily be cut off. It's got this little tray for, you know, small coins and that kind of stuff. Now the question is, will oh, I saw another I just discovered another Allen key on my table here. I don't know where that came from. So this is the waterproof covering, okay? Waterproof covering that probably will go and live inside the lid of this tank bag. This does not have the lever, little red lever that the Givi system has. It has this little thing here that I guess operates some kind of a tab. Oh yeah. As you turn this knob, this here moves. There's a little thing here that moves. So how robust that is, who knows? So I'll go over to the bike now, mount this ring here, and then we'll see how the tank bag fits onto the new tank ring. Forgot to mention that there are these little standoff posts that are on the bike. So the ring isn't going to sit flush onto the tank. I'm going to stick that on using those little standoff pieces because I don't want it sitting directly on the finish. So here it is installed, went on easily, and now we just put the bag on top. And unlike the Givi one, there's no click to put on. You've got to put it on like this and then turn that knob. So hopefully it'll be attached there now. As you can see, it's a little bit rattly, but I can't remember if the Givi was any less rattly than that. Not too bad. I don't think it's any more ugly than the Givi bag that I had before. I didn't particularly like that bag, but that was bought originally when I first got this bike, and I'd since gotten the SW Motec Day Pack, which I thought was a nicer bag. But this one actually, it doesn't. This one is actually not bad. I must say, it kind of suits the lines of the tank a little bit better than the Day Pack, and yeah, looks good. And the only thing left to do is to figure out how to set that lock, because like I said, no instructions. And the final test for this bag is to see whether my water bottle will fit in there. Now I found this Takeya 18 ounce bottle to suit me just fine when I travel. When I lost the Givi tank bag, it had the black version of this bottle in it. And I was pretty upset that I lost that bottle because there's lots of trips that I had taken with that bottle, and I was kind of attached. And I went back and I bought another one, exactly the same. So, will this fit? No, it doesn't fit. Check this thing out. It fits. So, well, of course, I've got to fold up this rain cover a bit better. But yeah, this will close up nicely with that bottle inside there, quite nicely. So to change the passcode, there are a couple of videos on the internet. One of them shows that you peel the tank bag back and you access a little switch that's underneath here, in there. Another video shows unscrewing those 4 screws there and taking the base off and then accessing the little switch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the base off rather than peel back that tank bag, because I don't want to, cause a bend in this material here. It's nicely formed, so the best way to do it is to use this smaller. I found this on this thing. I don't recall it being in the package when I took it out, so it must have come from something else, but funnily enough, it fits perfectly, these screws. So I'm going to take this off and we're going to resume the video with changing the password. Now the screw's off and safely stored in there. This is what the underside of the tank bag sits on. Sits on this. Screws going through here and all the way into nuts on the bottom of this ring. This is the ring here. So you've got to be careful. They're self-locking nuts. So don't let them fall on the floor. You're going to need these small self-locking nuts later on. But we don't need this to set the lock. The lock is set via moving this little switch over and up into that little slot. I don't know if this Ace Pro 2 will focus very closely on this detail, but you've got to move this over and up into there. Now, the instruction, the 2 videos that are on the internet to show me this, one of them says nothing. They're the ones that peel back the bottom of the case here and try to do it, and they stick this little Allen key in through here to cause this to move, okay? The other one is a video where the guy took this thing off, correctly so, but he's speaking in Tagalog, Filipino. And I'm not sure how this lock is reset. Once you reset it, what's to stop a thief from doing exactly the same and undoing it? So I'm going to have a play with this, resetting it, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you instructions how to set this lock in English clearly. To set the lock, the passcode on your Wayali tank bag, you have to take the base off. And once you take the base off, then you'll have access to this L-shaped slotted switch. So the switch is right now in the set position. Hopefully you can see that. But to set the passcode, it's come set at 000 from the factory. You have to move this switch over and down. So move it into that position. That's the setting position. That's where you set it. Now you can change this to whatever you like. So as you can see, it's in the unlocked position. Let's say we wanted to change it to 999. Okay, we change it to 999 and then we move this back into the normal position. So right now the passcode is 999. Okay, if I move it to anything else, right, this doesn't turn. Of course, if I had it in the locked position, it wouldn't turn either. So either way, it's locked open or it's locked closed. So now I slide it back to 999. Okay. 999. And then I can move this again. All right. Now, my question was, if this thing was locked, what's to stop a thief from pushing the thing over? But because it's, so let's try it. So let's put it, it's in the closed position. It's locked. Let's say it's locked now. Okay. It can't turn. You cannot move this little switch over into the reset position with it locked. So the thief won't be able to reach in with the little Allen key, for example, or with his skinny finger, with the Allen key to push this over. It won't move. The only way that'll move is if this is in the open position. So the thief has to know your code before they can reset, right? So it's 999, right? That's the only way that this thing moves. Okay, so right now it's in the passcode set position, and you can set it to whatever you want. So that's how to reset the passcode from 000 to whatever you want. For example, 999. You've got to put it into this position here and then set it to whatever passcode you want, and then you put it back into the position, the set position, and then it's set. So having reset the lock, that's the easy part, believe you me. The hardest part, if you've taken off this base to reset the lock, is to get all of these components back so that the lock works when you screw it back on. First off, there's this ring. So this is, remember, this is the part that we took off, but it has this ring on it, okay? This ring has to go a certain way. It's got two little tabs here, or two little posts. If you look on the lock, you'll see once it's turned, it's got a little lever arm there that kind of turn. I don't know if that'll come out in the video, but that little lever arm must fit in between these two, because that's what pushes it to cause this little ring to rotate. So you've got to put this, situate this on this. It can only go, these two posts can only fit in this slot here one way, thankfully. But you got to make sure that it engages that arm so that when you turn this thing, it wants to move this ring, okay? Now, this part has 4 screw positions. Luckily, it can only go this way or it can go this way. It can't go this way because the screws, the holes won't line up. So you've got to make sure that this ring that fits inside this base here is oriented correctly. And luckily, these little tabs, these are the tabs that hook onto the ring on the bike. These little tabs can only fit into these slots one way. Okay, you can try that yourself, and you can see that it'll only fit into the slots one way. So that's the good news. The good news is the bad news. Well, not the bad news, but the challenge now is to find: is it going to go this way or should it go this way? Right. So my only suggestion to you is to put it on. Okay, put it on either way, and then turn this little ring to see if it retracts these slots. And if you've got it right, it should retract the slots. Like right now, I'm pressing down and it doesn't seem to be moving. So I just pick it up, rotate it 180 degrees, put it back down into that slot there, into the other part of it. Okay, hold it down, and then I should get the thing moving. It should rotate. Okay, once you've got the orientation right, then you put your screws and lock nuts back on. Just wanted to make sure that you understood that if you're going to take this base off to reset the lock. Either that, or you take it off carefully in one piece like this and not do like I did and take the whole thing apart. For filming purposes, just hold it like this and hold it all together, and then do your resetting of your lock. That's how it's supposed to work when it's all back together. Now, I just wanted to finish this little review of the tank bag by showing this. I didn't mention this feature before, but this is a pass-through for a cable. So you can have your whatever you want to be charging up inside the tank bag, and with the cable going to the accessory port on your bike. I didn't have that before in any tank bag. I don't even have it on the City Pro. So typically what I do is I just have my zippers, you know, I have the wire coming through here. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Hopefully this will fit, but I have a feeling it won't. I've got a case, with this quad lock mount on the back, adhesive quad lock. Yeah, it fits. I don't suppose that I can, oh yeah, and I can actually operate this. Let's see. It kind of works through the it works through this thing here, through the cover. So I guess this is useful. So I think that that should do it for this this review here. I'm going to peel this off now because I'm probably not going to return this. But just to wrap up, I showed how to, well, I didn't actually show the installation of the tank ring on the bike. I mean, that's straightforward. I can say that this Wayali tank bag is a pretty darn good substitute for a Givi. It's got the Tanklock system here. I think it's called Tanklock. I'm going to double check and correct it if I'm wrong on the screen. But yeah, it's got the same system. So if you've got a Givi tank ring, you can put this bag on your bike. And yeah, this can come off. And you've got a nice strap for a shoulder carry. And you've got a waterproof cover that goes over it. They claim that this bottom here is waterproof. I don't know if it is waterproof or not. But I would just use the cover to cover it up if going through rain. It's got this nice little handle here, which I do like. So pretty darn good. Oh, and another last feature, it does have this little hole, these little loops or little rings right on the zipper that you can line up, and you can put a little padlock there to lock this. Because, I mean, if somebody wants to steal this, they need access to those screws, or, well, they can't push. I showed before that you can't really peel this back, especially if the cover is on. You can't really peel it back to reset the lock. So you'd have to get access to the inside of the bag. And if you've got the zipper locked, then you won't have access to these screws. One more point. I know there's always one more point, right? One more point. I haven't cut this thing off yet. One more point is, and this, you probably don't think about this, these screws can scratch whatever you put inside here. So if you put sunglasses in here, unless you put it here, you can get scratched from this. So you might want to put something over this to cover these screws up, okay? One of my other tank bags had a nice felt cover over the screws, and that seemed to work. Of course, the screws can wear through the felt, so you just got to be sure that you put something useful here, maybe a plastic washer, and then you put the felt on before you can treat this inside. The interior of this tank bag as being totally safe against scratching anything that's inside. That's it for this video. If you found this review useful, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and share the video. Leave a comment below. Did you buy one of these Wayali tank bags, and how did you find it? So far, I found it pretty good. And yeah, we'll see how it is in the long run. Hopefully, I don't leave this one on the back seat and ride off without it, because then, even though it's a more inexpensive tank bag, I still don't want to lose the content. So if I've got something, expensive inside, then of course that'll be gone too. Wayali tank bag, and right now I believe on AliExpress it's for like $65 or something like that. Not bad at all. See you in the next video.